You can't get blood from a stone, Mr. Wellington. We're working as fast as we can. It just takes time.
Time is what you don't have, Harper. The monies for this facility depend upon results. Without results, your funding is in jeopardy.
But you...
No buts, Harper. If you can't get results, we'll grant your funding to someone who can.
You can't do this.
Oh, I can. And I will, Harper. You have until 4 o'clock on Friday.
Whoa. Wow, Steven, what's wrong?
Shut up and go away.
Who peed in your Cheerios?
Just get to work.
Excuse me?
Since when are you the boss around here?
Since I'm team lead and I'm responsible for our findings.
You couldn't find your butt using both hands.
You know what? If you were as good at your job as you are as chattering like a...
Like a what?
Like a...
You were gonna say girl, weren't you?
I was not.
Yes, you were. Admit it.
I was not going to say that. Don't put words in my mouth. Anyways, that's not the point. If you were doing your job instead of mouthing off, we wouldn't be...
What?
Nothing. Forget it.
What's happened? I saw Wellington leaving when I came in today. Is something wrong?
He's gonna cut our funding if we don't fix this whole water treatment problem by Friday. I'll have to get a real job. I'll have to go work for my father. So no, there's nothing wrong. Just get back to work, okay?
It didn't have anything to do with me hacking into the NSA network again, did it? Because, I mean, I can explain that. I was just looking for,
No. Wait, you did what? You hacked the NSA again?
Well, it was necessary.
Angelo, you know we're all going to jail if you keep hacking them, right?
Don't be such a worrywart. Besides, that's nowhere near as bad as what Lily does.
That's what Lily does. What does Lily do?
Let's just say it's Lily's world and she just lets us live here.
So you can use banana peels, minced and wafered into a filter system
I'm not using banana peels, Billy. That's stupid.
You can use peanut shells for this too. Studies show that peanut shells have the perfect chemical makeup for filtering out most of the offending materials before...
The fibrous nature of the banana peels makes them ideal for washing out contaminants that can...
That's fine for removing heavy metals, guys, but what I need is disinfectant for cheap or free in a large-scale system.
Germany's water supply and treatment are second to none. We are the most efficient and...
Blah, blah, blah. Chile's model for growth in this sector has actually been producing some real innovations in...
You're not seriously going to debate me on this, are you? Chile is little more than a third world country outside of the major cities, and even then, they don't even have...
Third world? Listen, Fritz, we're talking about a country that actually cares about its citizens, and that includes making sure that they have clean water.
Thanks, guys. I'll be in touch. Let's see what Brownie has going on in this field.
I need to come up with a purification system for an entire city, and they're arguing over banana peels and peanut shells.
council will have our proposal by Friday, John.
I can't have that harpy Loretta Grace scooping me on this, Paul. If she comes up with a proposal that solves the city's water problem before I do, I can kiss my re-election bid goodbye. And we don't want that, do we, Paul?
No, John, of course not.
If she beats me to the solution, you can kiss your funding, your status, and the way council looks at you when you turn in all those bookkeeping shenanigans. You can kiss it all goodbye.
You'll have your solution, John. Look, I've got my brightest minds working on it. Stephen Harper and his team. They'll figure it out.
Harper, huh? Who's on the team?
Well, he's got a couple of girls on his team. I don't recall their names, but... Well, both are bright girls, though.
Girls. Bright. Oh, they must be pretty. I'll be by Friday with the staff photographer. Make sure they're there. I want a smile in that photo, Paul. Don't screw it up.
No worries, John. Harper and his team will figure it all out.
He'd better, you little turd.
Well, he was really upset. He was pulling his hair out. And we only have until Friday, and then Old Wellington pulls our funding.
Why? Just because Steven can't figure out how to decontaminate the water supply in a week? It's an entire city. It's a lot of water.
It's really political anyway. No, really. Look, the university gets their funding from the city council, right?
Yeah, I guess. There are some federal dollars in there too, not to mention the TV stuff from football.
And since when was the last time Wellington put pressure on Stephen to produce results for a citywide project? Never. So my guess is that someone on city council is pressuring Wellington to fix this problem.
So why does Wellington care? I mean, I know he might want to help, but...
It has to be more than that. He must owe somebody something. Maybe Wellington's corrupt, or he's juggling the books.
You better be damn sure before you say stuff like that.
And now who would be turning Wellington into his own personal lapdog?
Angie, come on.
Who would be pulling these strings, worried about a citywide project? Someone running for re-election. Let's see who's running, who's vulnerable, and who needs a big win. Woohoo! There's one seat up for grabs in the upcoming election. And it's for, you guessed it, the district that includes this university.
Uh-huh.
And who's running for said seat, you ask?
I really didn't.
A Mr. John Porter, 3-term councilman, and, being challenged by the Honorable Loretta Grace. That all makes sense now.
I'm sure it does.
No, really. Grace is running for Porter's seat. A 3-term councilman and chairman of the Appropriations Committee doesn't want to lose his little kingdom, so he needs a big win to stave off the challenger. And he needs to fix the city's water contamination problem right quick, so puts the screws to Wellington.
Puts the screws? What is this, the 1930s?
Listen, he pressures Wellington for results and threatens him with pulling the city's funding. That's why Wellington came down so hard on Stephen. Porter's position puts him in charge of funding, so he's using it as leverage to get Wellington to fix this for free.
You know, that actually makes sense.
I know. He gets his problem solved by the best engineers this school will produce. For free, the city is saved, he gets reelected, and no one is the wiser.
The scoundrel.
Of course I can't prove any of this, and it wouldn't matter if I could. Boy, I'd like to shine a big spotlight on this guy and expose him for the cheap politician he is.
Out of the shadows and into the light of day.
You know what they say, sunlight is the best disinfectant.
What? What did you say?
What? What did I say?
About sunlight.
Sunlight is the best disinfectant?
Where are we on the city water decontamination project?
Well, ma'am, the Appropriations Chairman has taken it on as his personal project. He has vowed to make it happen.
I was at the city council meeting, Chris. I know what he said. I asked, where are we on it? What's Porter been doing about it?
Well, I've heard from a very reliable source that he has been meeting with a Mr. Wellington.
Of the university?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Wellington is...
Head of the engineering department. I know who he is, Chris. Anything else?
Mr. Porter's assistant tells me that he has another appointment at the university, Friday at 4 p.m. with a photographer.
All right. Thank you. Oh, Chris, one more thing.
Yes, ma'am?
Find out who's on that engineering team, will you?
Yes, ma'am.
Getting the engineering students to solve your water problems? Smart, Johnny boy. Yes, Chris.
I have those names for you, ma'am.
All right, wait 1 second. Go ahead.
Stephen Harper is team lead. Angela Connors and Lily Tollers are the engineers on the team.
Lily Tollers. Now, why is that name so familiar?
I believe she's the same Lily Tollers whom you congratulated 3 years ago at the Stanton High School Science Fair.
Yes, I remember her. She's brilliant. Will you set up a meeting for me, please, Chris?
Of course, ma'am. When would you like it?
As soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Chris.
Tell me good news, Harper.
Mr. Wellington, you're early.
If you have a solution, 30 minutes won't matter. If you don't,
It won't matter either. I get it.
well,
Well, sir, I don't really know.
Paul, so good to see you. And this must be our young wonderkin, Stephen Harper. I'm hearing a lot about you, son.
Really? Who?
John Porter. How are you, son?
I'm not really sure yet, sir.
Mr. Wellington here tells me you're going to save this city. Is that right?
What? Oh, the water supply. Is that what you mean?
Quite right. I understand you have a solution for us.
Yeah. Well,
Paul, where are these young women that make up the team?
well, John,
I'm getting a distinct feeling here, Paul. You mean to tell me you don't have a solution for our city's problem?
Well, sir, we just haven't closed in on it yet.
I see. That is distressing news.
but John, it's just such a vexing problem. I'm sure that with just a little bit more time, we can
Time's
get
up. You know, City Council will be voting on appropriations this evening. And as you know, that includes funding for this institution, particularly the engineering department.
But John, just with a little more time, we can get it.
So we need no more pictures, sir?
Shut up. Loretta.
Well, John, fancy meeting you here. Have you met the engineers who are going to solve this city's water treatment problem?
Why, no. I haven't had the pleasure.
It's really quite impressive what they've come up with.
Well, it was Lily who came up with it. Really, we were just bouncing ideas around, and she's the one who made the connection.
You must be Mr. Wellington. Loretta Grace. I'm running for city council.
Yes, pleased to meet you.
And you must be young Mr. Harper. Angela and Lily have mentioned you. I hope you realize the amazing minds that you're working with here, Mr. Harper. These young women are nothing short of brilliant. Angela, why don't you explain the solution?
We were talking about who would have a way to squeeze Mr. Wellington here and get him to fix the water contamination problem for free, and I deduced that there's only one person slimy enough to...
Angela had mentioned sunlight being the best disinfectant, and that got me thinking. So I ran a few statistical models and came up with a simple yet cost-effective solution. Stephen, can I use this machine?
Sure, Lily. Are you going to...
Wait for it. There are 4 main conduits for water coming into the city. I propose refitting each of these with transparent tubing, the same size as the existing pipes. Sunlight will naturally decontaminate the water, On cloudy days and overnight, I propose we have 6,500 degree Kelvin lamps and UV lights shining on the pipes. This will decontaminate any water that passes through. A small hydroelectric generator will use the pressure and natural flow of the water to power the lamps. The existing infrastructure remains in place, filtering the water as it does today. This system just augments the current system, resulting in a solution that is green, cost-effective, and utilizes the current infrastructure.
It's so simple. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Fantastic work, Lily.
Yes, fine, but will it work? Paul, will what this girl says work?
Well, I'd have to see the modeling data, but yes, I think it will.
Nice job, Mr. Harper. Present your team's findings to council tonight. I'm sure they'll be pleased to hear what you have to say.
I don't think so, John. As Mr. Harper was about to tell you, yes, he was about to tell you that these two women are responsible for the solution, with Lily making up the bulk of the work.
But they're girls, Loretta. You can't believe that they came up with such a technical solution without the help of this young man.
In fact, I do, John. These two women have solved a terrible problem for the city. And guess what? They've done it at a fraction of the cost.
Fine. If you two ladies would like to present.
I've already invited them to tonight's council meeting, John, and I'm sure we'll see you there.
Fine. How about a photo to commemorate this great achievement?
I don't think so, John.
So no more pictures, sir?
Shut up.
I'll see you tonight, 7:30 sharp. Don't be late.
Wait, why all of us? I mean, it was Lily who came up with...
Son, I didn't get this far by being a fool. You don't think that John Porter is the only man on council who thinks that a woman needs a man to do her thinking for her? Well, Mr. Wellington, here's the plan. I'll introduce you as the chairperson of the engineering department of this fine university. You introduce the team, indicating that Lily came up with a solution. Lily will present the idea, and you two back her up.
Yes, ma'am.
John will make sure that some people know that a girl thought some of this up. I'll make sure the rest of them know too. And, wear something attractive. And ladies, you wear anything you'd like.
So, what are you wearing tonight? Make it something pretty, okay? Don't embarrass me.
Try something like that. Why would you think that would work? Why would anyone think that would work? Why would your superiors allow you to spend so much time on such a terrible solution?
I said that we tried it. It didn't work. So we stopped production on it. It's not like we kept going after we saw that it wasn't going to work. What do you think we were building? A wall?
I wasn't even born when the wall came down. Why would you even bring that up?
Well, as bad ideas go, that one was a... Truth hurts, baby.
Ugh.